My name is Kirk Davis. I'm the marketing manager here at HYDAC North America. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to join us today. We really appreciate it. This is a chance to take a look at Sustainmicron. Basically, we're calling it the new standard in filtration because it is going to be a standard offered by HYDAC moving forward. Basically, it is three technologies in one, which we will get into a little bit with our presenter. First off, some housekeeping. Everybody, as you can see, you are muted and your video cameras are off. So if you have any questions, please use the chat to type in your questions, and our presenter will address those during the Q&A portion of the presentation or as she sees fit throughout. So again, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We should be here a little less than an hour. And again, any questions, please put them in the chat, and we'll be happy to try to answer those as best as we can. Today, I'm joined by Eden Pagan. She is the product support specialist for HYDAC's hydraulic and lube division. She is all things Sustainmicron. She's our expert in Sustainmicron. You may have seen her on our recent podcast. And if you haven't had a chance, check out our podcast called HYDAC on Tap. It is on our YouTube channel, HYDAC North America, or you can also follow us on your favorite podcast channel, either through Spotify or Apple Podcasts. But anyway, without further ado, let's introduce Eden Pagan. Eden, can you share us a little bit about yourself and take it away?
A little bit of a technical difficulty. Thank you for bearing with me. So we should be seeing the first slide of the presentation on the screen. My name's Eden, as Kirk let you all know. I've been with HYDAC for 2 years, and my focus is primarily on supporting our sales teams, customer service, and our distributor partners. My main product responsibility is our filter element product line, so that's why I'm going to be walking you through HYDAC's new standard element technology, Sustainmicron. Sustainmicron is built around 3 key principles: sustainability, security, and strength. So to kind of give you a roadmap for our agenda today, this is what we're going to be covering. So we are going to start with an overview of Sustainmicron itself. We're going to walk through the 3 technology pillars, and then we are also going to review type code examples, advantages and applications, conversion details, and then we're going to finish up with some frequently asked questions. The structure itself mirrors how the technology was developed. First, we're going to review the concept, 3 core performance areas, and then finally how it is used in application and how our customers are going to order it. Sustainmicron sets a new standard in element technology. Compared to Optimicron, it can reduce element differential pressure by up to 30% while maintaining HYDAC's standard for dirt holding capacity and filtration performance. Essentially, Sustainmicron is an all-in-one element technology. It combines the efficiency of Optimicron, the electrostatic protection of stat-free, and then the dynamic stability of our Optimicron pulse technology, all into a single element. Okay, so this is essentially meaning that Sustainmicron is going to be replacing the previous Optimicron standard technology, and it's going to be the only element that you're going to need going forward. The reason for this new technology started with customer feedback as the driving force. The comments you're about to see here reflect things that we heard from our customers over time. Customers consistently told us that they liked Optimicron, but they were looking for 3 key things. First, we'll see here that they were looking for a more sustainable solution. They wanted better efficiency without losing that dirt holding capacity. Next, you're going to see that customers were asking for better protection against electrostatic discharge as standard. And then finally, our customers were looking for a stronger element that could handle pressure pulses. All of these requests came from mobile, industrial, and our OEM customers, so these weren't just isolated cases. These three needs are what became the foundation of Sustainmicron's technology: sustainable, secure, and strong. To understand how we got here, we're going to go ahead and take a look at how HYDAC technology has evolved over time. So you're going to see here, first, we're going to show the progression of our beta micron technology to our Optimicron technology. Each generation added key performance features, and Sustainmicron essentially represents the next major step by combining the efficiency that our customers have come to know from HYDAC, along with electrostatic protection as standard and dynamic stability all in one design. We're using new media materials, a new outer wrap, and a new internal structure that replaces what previously required multiple element families. So now that we've kind of seen the progression over the past, almost 20 years to Sustainmicron, I'm going to go ahead and play a short video that highlights the element design up close. After years of testing and research of HYDAC and competitor media, our R&D team developed Sustainmicron's media structure. So you're going to see it's kind of based off the sustainability and efficiency of Optimicron. And all of these key features are improved or can be added by that reduction of differential pressure. Sustainmicron was able to improve delta P by up to 30% without compromising dirt holding capacity or beta rating performance, and that results in up to 17% less contamination over time. So that contributes to the extended component life, reduced pump load and energy use, improved system efficiency, and our less CO2 emissions as well. So here you see that efficiency equals sustainability. Here, once our efficiency was improved, the next major focus was system security, and that is done through electrostatic discharge protection. The industry shifted towards biodegradable, zinc-free, and ash-free oils, as well as Group 2 and 3 base oils. These oils have a much lower conductivity. With a lower conductivity, the risk increases for electrostatic discharging inside the filter element, and this can lead to oil aging, varnish formation, and then potential interference with electrical components. These trends to the more biodegradable fluids make electrostatic discharge a growing concern in hydraulic and lube filtration systems. So with stat-free integrated as standard, we have more secure operation, improved oil life, extended component life, improved reliability, improved cold start performance, and again, less CO2 emissions. So here we just wanted to demonstrate how Sustainmicron itself addresses electrostatic discharge. Here you're going to see the protection that Sustainmicron provides as a standard feature. Its conductivity is greater than 100 picosiemens, which allows it to safely dissipate electrical charge. So this provides secure operation, improved oil life, improved reliability, and extended component life in most industrial, mobile, and power gen applications. We still offer our StatX as a solution for extremely critical systems, but Sustainmicron covers the majority of applications with that built-in ESD protection. So you'll see here where Sustainmicron falls on the chart, and then when you may want to look at StatX as a solution for more critical applications. So next, we're going to go ahead and focus on the third pillar, which is strength or mechanical durability. So Sustainmicron is designed specifically for dynamic stability. The internal structure increases resistance to pressure pulsations and mechanical fatigue, and this results in longer element service life, improved system cleanliness, higher reliability, and improved total cost of ownership over time. Dynamic stability is what allows one element design to replace the previous Optimicron pulse-rated elements. So Sustainmicron here. And we're able to do that with a patented drainage layer. And we're going to go in a little more depth on that media structure in the next slide. So the black outer wrap uses special bicomponent fibers that help to reduce electrostatic charge and protect the element itself. Inside the element, there are multiple functional layers, including that drainage layer, protective layers, and then dual layer filter media. All of these layers provide high filtration efficiency, resistance to mechanical strength, and stable performance under dynamic operating conditions. This layered design supports both strength and electrostatic optimization across the element. With all three pillars built in, Sustainmicron is essentially a single all-in-one technology element. So for the first, you're going to see the Optimicron technology represents the sustainability that's within Sustainmicron. We have the secure electrostatic discharge protection of the stat-free media found in stat-free elements. And then we also have the strength of the previous Optimicron pulse technology. Essentially, Sustainmicron is going to be replacing all three previous Optimicron technologies, the Optimicron for efficiency, the ON stat-free for electrostatic protection, and then Optimicron pulse for that pulse stability. All of the part numbers for the established Optimicron filters and elements are not going to change. And then all of the part numbers that were established for Optimicron S-free and the ON or Optimicron pulse elements, those are all going to be obsoleted. So you're going to see the model code change from ON to SN. It's going to capture all three of these element technologies. So here, next, I'm going to show you an example of the actual type code changes. In these examples, you're going to see the material number for the Optimicron or ON elements. They're going to stay the same, and only that suffix is going to change from ON to SN. So this is going to apply for the R elements or return elements, the D elements or our pressure elements, as well as the complete filter assemblies. You're not going to need to recross or update any of the old Optimicron part numbers. And again, anything that was an ON/S free or an ON/PS for Optimicron pulse, those will be obsolete, and you'll be forwarded to the Sustainmicron technology. So next, we're going to take a look at how the Sustainmicron technology compares against the competition. Overall, there is a 17% difference in differential pressure across our competitors. Lower differential pressure overall means less bypass during cold starts, improved system cleanliness, longer service life, and then better total cost of ownership, and also may allow customers to downsize their filter assemblies. Some benefits of the new standard technology are going to be providing electrostatic optimization as standard, reduced differential pressure, higher separation efficiency, high dirt holding capacity, and then improved mechanical stability. All these features combined result in increased operating safety, reduced life cycle costs, as well as improved system availability. All of these benefits are going to apply across a wide range of applications. So essentially, Sustainmicron is suitable in any application where the previous generation of elements were used. So this is going to include mobile and industrial equipment, such as injection molding machines, industrial presses, boom lifts, mining trucks, and asphalt pavers. And these are exactly the environments where efficiency, reliability, and electrostatic protection matter most. And we're going to go ahead and review the actual scheduled launch chart and conversion so that our customers know when this conversion is going to happen and kind of the timeline for that. So we have the details here. You could feel free to go ahead and screenshot that if you'd like. I believe we've also sent out some communications to this effect. But U.S. production of Sustainmicron has begun this month. The rollout is going to occur by size and micron rating and should complete through the end of June 2026. Just to review, only the low collapse ON or Optimicron elements with HYDAC standard label outer wrap are going to be converted. You can expect a temporary mixing of Optimicron and Sustainmicron elements during stock turnover, but customers should know that the Sustainmicron elements are fully interchangeable with Optimicron elements, and customers don't need to change how they order. In addition to that, every Optimicron package that is shipped is going to be packed with an informational sheet that shows customers the old standard and the new standard, that where there aren't any surprises and they're aware of what they're receiving in their shipments. So next, I do want to address some of our more frequently asked questions about the new design. And that way, at the end of the presentation, we can go ahead and field any additional comments. But hopefully, these frequently asked questions kind of cover any that you may have had to start with. So one of the questions that were asked a lot is why the color black was chosen for the outer sleeve. And the reason for that is because it improves electrostatic optimization because of the materials used in those bicomponent fibers within the fleece outer wrap. And then it's also more environmentally friendly than the previous PET film. The new outer wrap sleeve also still provides even oil distribution as well as dirt ingress protection. So none of that feature was lost by the change. Essentially, we also want our customers to know that standard HYDAC elements are what we're converting from Optimicron to Sustainmicron first. And then customer-specific elements with custom logo printing are all going to be discussed between technical sales and the customer where applicable once standard conversions are completed. So we do have a process for onboarding any customers who might be interested in customer-specific labeling or private labeling as the transition occurs. Next question we get a lot is, will StatX or Optimicron power be replaced by Sustainmicron? So as we reviewed before, Sustainmicron provides the same level of electrostatic optimization as StatFree, which was used in a broad field of applications. However, our StatX is still going to be the premium element technology for avoiding electrostatic charge and discharging in critical systems and cold start conditions. And then the Optimicron power, or the ONPO elements, are still going to remain standard in power gen applications just due to API standardization. Those elements have been rated according to API standards, so that's why they're going to remain in production. One of the other frequently asked questions we get is, why the Helios pleat is no longer available. So Helios pleat geometry was designed for the Optimicron series to increase the surface area and achieve a lower differential pressure. However, thanks to combined pre-filter and main filters, as well as enhanced element technology overall, the Helios pleat is no longer needed, so it's been discontinued. The current design of Sustainmicron elements has been improved, and we use more innovative materials, so we're able to return to using a standard 5-layer mat structure while significantly improving the properties of the element technology. So we're maintaining that dirt holding capacity and also improving efficiency by 30%. The adhesive that we use with Sustainmicron is also a key feature. The new element generation is going to be used or produced with polyurethane adhesive. So that's also a sustainability feature. It's free from BPA. So we did this due to, environmental regulatory compliance that have been moving forward globally. So we just wanted to make sure that we were in line with those requirements. The new element technology is not going to be more expensive. Currently, price lists remain unchanged for Optimicron to Sustainmicron. So customers that are currently purchasing ONS-free elements at a premium or ONPS, Optimicron Pulse elements at a premium, they're going to receive the future Sustainmicron elements at the same price as the Optimicron standard. So essentially you're getting an indirect price reduction. So features that used to be premium are now coming as standard and will be all included in that standard list price. I think we covered this before, but just to review, if you're ordering an ONS-free or an ONPS element, Sustainmicron is replacing these element types. So you're going to be referred to the current product when placing your orders, and those ONS-free and ONPS elements, those are going to be obsolete. Another question that we get a lot is, what about special order codes and better fits? So for SO codes that require any proprietary configurations due to critical applications, the previous generation is going to continue to be offered. So for instance, SO263, which is used in high phosphate ester applications, or SO376 for water glycols, those are still going to have the ON or BN generation of elements with the applicable SO263 or whatever the SO code is. They're still going to be in the previous generation. Sustainmicron is only going to be for those low collapse standard configurations. Regarding better fit and wind elements, this is kind of the same idea. Those are going to be they're going to remain as is due to being non-standard configurations across the global market. However, once the Sustainmicron transition is completed for new HYDAC USA projects, the Sustainmicron technology can be evaluated based on application. So that potential may be there in the future. Can a smaller filter be installed because of the better differential pressure? It can most likely be done. It just depends on, your system's application requirements. And as always, any dimensioning and sizing of a filter assembly should be done on a case-by-case basis, and it should be coordinated with technical sales as needed. So overall, some key takeaways we want to ensure that we understand are the mesh pack setup. So S is for Sustainmicron and N reflects low collapse. So ON, BN4HC, S-free, and ONPS, these are all combined in the new SN structure. So it's going to be one mesh pack setup for all pleat heights. And that's why we were able to discontinue that Helios pleat technology of the Optimicron generation. For the outer wrap, we went from the oval perforated PET film that you all may recognize from the Optimicron standard, and we've converted to a black non-woven fleece outer wrap. So that's going to be a key identifying feature of the Sustainmicron elements. Another key takeaway that we want to make sure that we understand is the model code itself. You're going to see a change of the type code at the end of your elements from ON to SN, and this will be featured on the elements and the filter assemblies themselves. Established part numbers for ON are going to remain the same, and this is going to be the same for the filter assemblies as well. You will see new part numbers on the stat-free or ONPS. Private labeled Sustainmicron inquiries are going to be established on an individual basis via sales once all standard elements have completed conversion. And then if you want to know kind of when to anticipate that, you would reference the launch chart for the conversion schedule. I believe that is all I have to review, so we can go ahead and take it away for Q&A.
Thank you, Eden. And you can see Eden's contact information there on the screen. There is a tech support email address, as well as a tech support hotline for those who have additional questions or questions throughout your ordering process or anything like that. We do have a few questions on the chat.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see those, Eden.
I'll go ahead and I will stop sharing. That way I can take a look at that.
Okay. Or I can just read them for you. That's fine. The first one is, will the HYDAC crossover tool be updated with the replacement elements of Sustainmicron?
Yes. So as the transition moves forward, the model codes in SAP are going to transition to SN, as well as any of our materials online or our databases as well. So as these sizes are converted, that information will be transferred over as well. And then I see another question here from Stephen. Will there be 1 micron and 15 micron media options in Sustainmicron? Currently, we're only going forward with 3, 5, 10, and 20 micron options. Those are what are going to be offered as standard. For anything else that would require, individual assessment and most likely a project. And then I have a question, will we be able to get a copy of this presentation? I can go ahead and share some of this information externally on a case-by-case basis. I'm probably not going to share the full presentation, but I can provide some of the materials that can be shared with our customers or externally. You can just reach out to that filter tech support email, and then I can go ahead and get those materials over to you if you're interested.
And the transcript will be available for those who attended this.
Yeah. And then outside of that, for any other questions or support along the way, if you do have, anything that comes up, you could feel free to reach out to me directly, or you can utilize our filter tech support inbox. We manage that every single day. Oh, then we have another one. Is there a high collapse version? Not currently. Sustainmicron is only going to apply to those low collapse media elements. So BHHC will still be the standard for anything that's needed for a high collapse application.
And we have one more question. Is HYDAC willing to share samples with attendees to show our customers?
Yes, we actually do have a specialty part number. So if anybody is interested, we have what is called a starter packet. And this is essentially some marketing materials that we have put together for our sales teams to use and share with their customers. And what you would receive in that starter packet is a Sustainmicron. I believe it's a 160R 10SN element. So it's going to be a return element. They'll have the bypass cap on it, so you can go ahead and show them that. And then it also comes with a Sustainmicron little mug that they can have. But outside of that, if you are needing a sample element, like a pressure element or something specific for show and tell, you can go ahead and reach out to us for, case-by-case basis again, quantities that you may need, and then we can go ahead and facilitate that for you.
And I know there are limited supplies of some of the elements showing the different layers as a cutaway.
Yeah, so cutaways, that's something that, again, that might take time to produce. We only have a couple. But if it's just like a sample element that wouldn't need, that you just need to show the customer, we can request those. We do have, like I said, the starter packets that we made specifically for show and tell and for marketing purposes. So you can use that. But if it's something that's needed for a project, you can go ahead and reach out to us with the details of that project, and then we can discuss what samples you may need for that particular situation.
Excellent. And the best way to do that is reach out to that tech support line.
Filter tech support, or again, whoever, you can reach out to myself directly, or if you're working with the particular individual within product management on a project, you can also request that way. But hopefully we covered anything that you might have offhand. If there was anything I missed or anything you'd like me to research for you, please don't hesitate to reach out to me directly, or again, hit up that Filter Tech Support email or phone number.
Okay, well, thanks very much, Eden. We really appreciate it. Excellent presentation. And we look forward to this transition in the coming months.
Thank you so much, everybody. It was a pleasure.